Hi guys, Paul here from PABrewNews. Just got back from a long meeting. So anyway, I need to alcohol myself. So I have a 12% beer, so it's very session strength from the Barrier Brewing Company. This is Crowning Achievement, and this is an imperial stout brewed with maple syrup. It's brewed with select quality crown maple syrup, bourbon barrel aged. Or I guess this just says the way it's written is make it sounds weird, but brewed with select crown maple syrup, bourbon barrel aged. Okay. Brewed in collaboration with Del Chico and Sons Quality First. Might be a store of some kind. Independently craft brewed. The name says it all. Crown Maple is a registered trademark of Crown Maple LLC. So that's nice. Can and crewed by Barrier Brew. Bottle brewed and canned, which is not canned, by the way. Brewed and canned by Barrier Brewing Company, not canned, in Oceanside, New York. Illustration by Daniel F. Birch. There you go. That's some of that. Illustration. So, yeah. Well, it got cold again, PA. It's not too bad right now. It's 30. Not warm, but not cold. Let me just pour this in here real quick. See if I can find anything else about it. Let it breathe. Label out. Fingers in the way. Fingers in the way. There you go. Pour it all the way to the tip top. That's a nice little cascading effect that it had there when it was going in. Waft it around. Looky. Just trying to see through the glass, because sometimes it's easier to see like any dates when you can look through there. I'm not seeing any vintages on this one, so it did have a nice little bit of dust on it when I was over at Beverage Station. A little shout out in a bad way. Now, I don't know what they charge overall around the country, okay? So just let me clarify that real quick. But I was going to pick up a 4-pack of Kaleidoscope Triple IPA from Urban South Brewing Company from Houston, Texas, and they were charging $37 a 4-pack. If that is even slightly correct of what they would normally charge in other places, Urban South, you can go fuck yourself. I'll just say that twice. Urban South, you can go fuck yourself. But if it's not, and you're in the lower 20s, upper teens, lower 20s, like you should be, and you're charging, and they're just price gouging, well, then they can go fuck themselves. But if you're anything over the lower 20s, and all the brewing companies like you, if that's the case, you can all go fuck yourselves. Hi. Anyway, so let's get into this one. So I've had their Morticia. It was a very thin, weak kind of thing. It was very drinkable, but it was definitely thin. So let's get an aroma on this one. Well, up to the light. You can definitely got like a cherry hue here at the pinnacle of the glass there. It's kind of it's right, pretty much just the cherry ruby hue at the pinnacle of the glass there. Got a little off-white khaki colored head. Alcohol leg sticking from 12%. Nice. Let's get an aroma. Cheers. Definitely get that bourbon. Minerality coming through there. A little sweet baker's chocolate. I am getting a nice sweetness in coming up. I think it is from a little bit of that syrup. Roasty toasty baker's chocolate. Bright caramel peppery bourbon, but with that caramel comes a extra sweetness that might be a little bit of residual maple. Maple's weird. It can usually attenuate and just gives you a lot of earthiness. But it gives you nice booze. So let's get into it. Cheers. That's nice beer. It's not blowing my doors off. I wish it was a little bit more bombastic, but it's pretty damn smooth. The body, high side of a medium, tapering, touching, fondling the lower side of a full. A little oiliness wafting around, so it is a bit thin, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be. And the Morticia was really thin when I remember having it, so I was assuming this was going to be a different. I know it was 12%, but I just had a feeling it was going to be on the thinner side. This has a little bit of a pillowiness and a little bit of an oiliness that's nice. And I'd say overall, the after effects is like the low medium or the high medium, but just that front brunt of the beer is tapering that low side of a full, which I'm happy. I wish it was thicker, but I'm really happy to see it at least there. Very drinkable for 12%. Not as sweet as I was thinking by the nose. I was getting some sweetness, but there is sweetness in this beer. Milk sugar sweetness, actually, which I was surprised of tasting that. Milk sugar sweetness. You have those burnt caramels, that beautiful peppery caramel bourbon walking through there. You do get a little bit of you can't really get a lot of distinct flavors, but I do believe there is sweetness coming from those maple syrup additions still kind of coming through the palate, mixing in with that caramel, with the burnt sugars, with that nice charriness, a little earthiness in the back of the palate. Rose soft, roasty, toasty, baker's chocolate. So it's not, again, it's not blowing my doors off, but it's tasty and it's definitely easy drinking. On the back, on the more end of the side, it thins out a little bit extra. It opens up and gets a little bit. That's where like a lot of that earthy and minerality shines, a little tonality like that. Char comes out a little bit. Like I said, it's not the biggest beer in the world, but it has its moments right at the beginning, and then mostly it's in that high medium body, tapering even to like that back end. I'd say it even dips down to the medium part of a medium body, but I'm not gonna hate on it. It's drinking pretty nice. It's kind of what I need right now. This is a let's see, the 500 milliliter bottle. I paid $8 for it. I'll say okay. It is a bourbon barrel aged, 12% bourbon barrel aged imperial stout with maple syrup in a 500 milliliter bottle. I'm gonna say $8 is all right. For a one and doneer, I'll be okay with that. I would even buy an Urban South beer if I could buy a single beer just to try. You know what I mean? But this is a 12% big old barrel aged imperial stout with some nice maple syrup stuff going on. So, I mean, I can justify an $8 purchase a little bit easier. I wouldn't buy 4 of these. I only bought it to review it. But just the price, just the idea of spending $37 on a 4-pack of 10% triple IPAs. I'm like, okay. You know what? New Trail's triple IPAs are really, really, really good. And usually they're only $14.99 a 4-pack. And they're usually above 10%. Just let that sink in. So, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things. But the crowning achievement, I wouldn't say this. I mean, if this might be the crowning achievement for them, but I wouldn't say it's not the best imperial stout I've ever had in my life or anything like that. But it is drinking really nice. I'm gonna go a little bit lower on this one because of the fact that it's a little bit thinner. The flavors are a little bit more lackluster and not as bombastic as I always like. But it's doing what it needs to do. I'm gonna give it this one an 8 out of 10. This has been Paul for PABrewNews. Cheers. Bye-bye. Watch that finger. Watch this one, too. Ooh, which one? I like that one. Bye-bye.